Check out ProBoxingSupplies.com, PowerPerformanceProducts.com, and you're watching MMAinterviews.tv.
This is Spencer Lazara for MMAinterviews.tv. I'm alongside Jordan McDonald. You're fighting in Tuff N Uff this weekend. Talk about your opponent, what you're looking to do, and talk about your experience. You know, give a little background information on yourself.
Yeah, I'm fighting April 7th for Tuff N Uff. My opponent's name is Paulina Granados. She's from Texas. I know that she's got a background in Dutch kickboxing and also jiu-jitsu. So we're actually very similar in our backgrounds. I started training Muay Thai and also am now a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. So my plans are to just impose my will through the fight, not let her do her thing. I'm going to do my thing, and I've been training really hard and feel really good. My last fight was in August, so I'm definitely been very antsy to fight. I'm glad I've got this fight, and as long as things go well, this should be my last amateur fight.
And your training, I know I've seen you get working at Drysdale's. You do your stand-up stuff elsewhere. Talk about where you train.
Yeah, I train at Drysdale's 3 times a week, and I also work with Gil Martinez, and I also train with the amateur team at Extreme Couture. I'm a little all over the place, but so is everyone here in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, talk about your move. You're from South Carolina. You came out here to Vegas. You're pursuing this MMA thing. A beautiful girl like yourself. How has that been? How have your parents taken that? And talk about that whole experience.
Well, I actually was supposed to go to law school. I did all the hard work, applied, got accepted, got about 2 weeks from the first deposit date and flaked and realized it wasn't what I wanted to do at that time. I had a passion. It was MMA. I'd competed some, but I was working full time, you know, 40, 50 hours a week and training and competing, and it was not really a sustainable lifestyle. So I decided to go the unconventional route. Called my mom, called my dad. They're all very supportive. My dad kind of makes some passive-aggressive remarks every once in a while, like, well, if you went to law school, this or that, but really they're behind me, and they're glad and proud of me for taking, you know, kind of like the road less traveled or whatever. And you know, training in South Carolina was good, but you can only go so far there. So, you know, this is the epicenter of MMA. I knew I'd be able to get really good training, and I'm working with world-class coaches and got world-class training partners. It's literally a dream come true. I'm getting awesome training, and also just being able to be around a lot of the like higher level fighters and seeing how they do it, and it's just great. And it's upped my game up huge. It's up to my confidence. I'm happy to be here and glad I made the move.
Women's MMA has grown leaps and bounds already. We just saw a huge fight, of course, between Rousey and Tate in Strikeforce. We've got this Invicta card coming up with all women. Was that something that company is something maybe where you want to go with your pro debut, or what are you looking to do once you do have this last amateur fight?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to fight for Invicta fights. I think what they're doing is awesome. They're treating the girls really, really well, and you know, obviously giving them this base to showcase all of their talents. I haven't gotten into any serious conversations with anyone, but I'm on the radar, and they're on my radar, and you know, like I said, after this fight, I'm definitely gonna start looking for a place to do the pro debut, and Invicta fights would be awesome.
So you fight at 110 pounds. You said you're around 120 now. Do you think the weight cut's harder for females than it is for males? Talk about that difference.
Yes, absolutely. This past year, actually, I just got a little heavier. I don't know if it's because I'm training more or getting older or what, but I used to walk around at like 112, 113 pounds and cut 2 or 3 pounds and feel like I was going to die. I worked with Mike Dolce my last fight in August, and I ended up cutting 7 pounds in 2 days, which is like absolutely unheard of for me. I think women, not only is there certain times of the month where we retain water, we also, just the way our body mechanics work, we don't lose weight that easy. We don't fluctuate a lot. And we're also oftentimes smaller, so 5 pounds to me is different than 5 pounds to you, or especially a 200-pound male. So yeah, the weight cut, it's a total different animal. You have to be extra diligent, and but there's still no excuse to not make weight. You know, I don't agree with anyone not making weight. It's just another added hurdle, but it's not a big deal. It sucks, but once you make weight, then you're ready to have fun.
Yeah, at least you don't have those people cutting, you know, extreme amounts of weight like sometimes you get in the UFC or you know in men's combat?
Yeah, there's some girls that can do it. I think Zoila Frausto cut from like 140 pounds to 115 or something, but that is definitely the exception and not the rule. And I might have her weights a little off, but I know she cut a lot of weight. But you're right, most girls, and that's one thing I found too. Like I could fight at 115, but there's a lot of girls that walk around 125, 130 and are cutting some weight. But I've found that if I insist on fighting at 110, most of these girls are like me. They walk around pretty lean. They're not losing a lot of weight. It's just a much more competitive weight class for me.
Well, where can we watch the fight? Is it going to be streaming online for fans, or do they have to come out and buy a ticket?
They should come out and buy a ticket because it's much better live. But Tuff N Uff, they're not for sure if they're going to stream it on the internet or not. But if they do, I'll definitely send out an APB and let everybody know.
Okay, what's your Twitter?
At Jordan McDonald, and then my Facebook is Jordan McDonald also. So look me up.
There you go, Jordan McDonald. She's fighting Paulina Granados April 7th here in Las Vegas, South Point Hotel for Tuff N Uff. You can check her out.
Godspeed and party on.